What's going on, guys? Today I want to teach you how to make the rack pull even more effective, how to overload your upper back and traps so that you get like a steroid user. Let's break this down.
Alright guys, so we're going to break down all the different rack pull variations. Then I'm going to show you some advanced techniques of making you overload your upper back and traps even more. So I'm showing you the rack pull below the knee, which is the lowest possible pin height. And as you can see, the torso angle is extremely similar to a conventional deadlift. It's pretty much the same exercise, except you can lift a little bit more weight, alright? So the overload is definitely there, but the only issue is that you're limited by your posterior chain strength. Because the torso angle is so low and you got to use a lot of hamstring and glute, you're limited in how much you could overload. So I'm going to recommend that you higher the pin height. Pin 2 is going to be the next destination. And in this video, I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about overloading. So pin 2, you could see there's a little bit of a difference now, right? The range of motion has decreased, and more importantly, the torso angle is far more upright. You can see from this, it doesn't really look like a deadlift anymore. Now it's starting to resemble a trap bar deadlift because now the torso angle is very vertical. So what you're doing here is essentially removing the lower back and the posterior chain out of the equation. You're removing the hamstrings. You're trying to make it into a more quad dominant lift and overload the upper back. Now I'm going to show you the final pin height, which is pin 3. This, my friends, is what I call the rack pull above the knee. It is the ultimate overloading exercise. You can see it's 3 inches above the knee, and all you do is you pull straight up and down. Range of motion is not too bad. It's not that high. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's still, this is what's giving you the crazy overload. And we know the rack pulls work because farmer walks work. If farmer walks work because of stretch, then this is doing the exact same thing. Now, one of the complaints I'm going to receive about this lift is that there's not a lot of time detention. So for that, all you got to do is static hold that shit. So if you have 1,000 pounds, you're holding for 10 seconds, now you're getting the same time detention as a deadlift, except now you're getting much more overload. So that's how you get around it, all right? Now, let me show you what to do if the range of motion is like you're a manlet and you need more range of motion. What you do is you stand on a plate. So you grab a 45-pound plate, you stand on it, and you get to work. And of course, you do the isometric holds. So now you get some really good range of motion, and it feels natural. And if you want even more ROM, well, use a snatch grip. Snatch grip, you could see, it's almost like I'm doing below the knee rack pulls. That's kind of what it does. And of course, it's going to hit your lats really hard, your rear delts really hard. So that's another great way of making the rack pull difficult. Now, what do you do if you maxed out the bar? You hit 1,035 or 750. Well, this is where bands come into play. I'm going to recommend light, average, or strong. And you double them like I'm showing you right now. This is going to add crazy band tension. The lights that I'm putting on right now adds 150 pounds at the top. So it's 135 plus 150. And the great thing about it is that the traps grow through stretch. So now the bands are actively pulling you down. So you're going to get even more stretch than if you were to do straight weight. So this is an excellent way of really overloading the upper back. It's probably even better than straight weight itself. So this is what you do if you don't have additional weights. And of course, the static holds definitely help as well. Now, what if you want more tension? You want more straight weight? Well, this is where the crazy bell comes into play. So you take a band and you quadruple it. That's called quadrupling. And you just shove it through the plate like this. Very simple procedure. And then look at that. You see that? You just attach it to the bar. Now, I'm putting it on the side, but ideally you would put it in the center of the barbell. So where you would typically grab, this is where you'd want it. And of course, you would have set it before even putting on the 45-pound plate in the first place. And that right there is the ultimate overloading exercise. With this, you can easily load up 1,500 pounds on your regular gym bar. Now, I don't know about the safety of it, but I can tell you for a fact, it's very effective, and it creates crazy instability. You could see the bells start to shake, there's crazy band tension, and guess what? The traps, they grow through stabilization. That's why farmer walks are so effective. So this is the #1 way of making the rack pull a crazy overloading movement. And then finally, if you want to lift more weight than you ever thought possible, you have to strap up. You will never lift as much as you could be if you're doing mixed grip or double overhand, or even hook for that matter. Rack pulls above the knee, especially with the bands, require straps. So get a good pair. Don't skip out on some cheap straps here. And make sure you do it properly. And this is the final result right here, the ultimate overloading exercise. It's a wider grip for more range of motion, more isometric contraction. I got crazy instability because of the bands. I got extra weight because of the crazy bell. And that is the rack pull above the knee, the ultimate way of overloading your upper back. Try this. I guarantee you, you're going to get yoked out of your damn mind like a steroid user. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Share it with your friends. Let me know what you think down below. And I'll talk to you guys next time.